All right, this is part two of the skills that help me survive being penniless to where I am today. Okay, and they help me overcome so many difficulties where I literally wanted, the video 2011 Loy Machedo suicide. You can check it on YouTube where I was about to end my life. These were the skills that helped me. So, part one is in the link below. If you have not seen that, see that first. This is part two. I've covered 15 points there. So let's start with point number 16. And yes, if you have any questions, comments, or different points of view, put it in the comments because I always read them. All right, having said that, let's start with point number 16. Point number 16 is without a doubt the backbone of my success. Without this, I wouldn't have it. If you're lucky to have parents who can guide you, give you the perfect upbringing, nothing like it. If you don't have that, then where do you go? You go to school? Well, I guess teachers only give you what is in the textbook. Do you go to your friends? Well, what can your friends teach you other than give you the normal stuff that they only know? So that is where you go to minds who are better than you, people who have better experience than you, better expertise, especially in your line of work or what you specialize in. And that comes to mentoring. I can make videos about this, how mentoring has impacted my life, but I can tell you one of the biggest ways where I realized how powerful mentoring was just when a very young age when I got my first self-improvement book that was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And he told me, oh, you can achieve anything. You are destined for greatness. You can, the seed of greatness is in you. And he was talking about achieving $1 million and this and that. I was like, oh, wow. You can achieve. And he's like, the person who's reading this book, you have it in you. And I was like, oh, I have it in me. So he became like my invisible mentor. Then Tony Robbins, obviously, the grandfather, now you can call him, have, peak performance. Then from there, slowly, I kept reading these books, but it only helped me to a certain level. After that, obviously, I needed people to guide me. So I was yearning. And this is the pre-internet, pre-social media days, pre-Google. So as to ask people who are elder than me. My parents were anyway useless pieces of shit. So people, there were some kind people. But then my actual mentor, I bumped into when I joined Toastmasters, and I met Mohammed Murad, who was my. I never knew this at the time, but he would be the biggest catalyst in my life for change. And he introduced me to a lot of books. He gave me so many books and CDs and DVDs and all that for free to help me improve. And he was like my beacon of light when there's total darkness. And nearly, I would say, 16 years of a relationship, and then a couple of mentors. And I really changed, I would say, maybe not to the extent they would wish or to the perfection they would want, but I became a better person. And I really experienced the power of paid coaching when I had a professional Olympic coach. His name is Jacques Sophie. Him and I never got along in terms of his personal philosophies and personal preferences. But as a coach, he was amazing. I literally couldn't walk because of my back and lower back injuries, and my stomach was bulging out, and I could never run faster than you would say to complete a marathon, half marathon. I would always be the last guy. 3 minutes 30, 3 hours 30 minutes is the cutoff time for running a half marathon. I would come at the last. Okay. And for 6 years, I tried, no matter what I tried. I tried everything from steroids to everything else. I always came in last. I looked at free videos online. I read books. I asked people. I went to running groups, still came in last until I got so fed up. And there's a video on this. There was a runner, Santosh, who mocked me. He did it, out of the close banter we had. He was older than me, 50s. And he improved so much. He was behind me when he joined. And then he overtook me and he openly challenged me one day when I was also trying to finger him. And it became like a mockery. He said, I'll change my name if you ever manage to race me. And I took it so badly to the heart. I finally searched for a coach. Obviously, was charging like literally $150 an hour, which was the most expensive shit. But I was like, my ego was too hurt. To my shock and surprise, what I thought was expensive, in 6 months, he helped me achieve what I didn't achieve throughout my entire life. I was the healthiest, the fastest that I ever ran. I think 12 kilometers was in less than 1 hour, less than 55 minutes. 12 kilometers, huh? I never ran that so fast. I was injury free. I knew how to run, swim, cycle, and triathlon. You might say, yeah, even I know how to cycle and swim, but I'm talking of as an amateur athlete. I owe this to him, and that was being clean, being totally clean. So that was the power of mentoring. And imagine, I was able to achieve what 6 years of effort I could not achieve in 6 months I achieved under him. I just asked myself, had I taken a professional coach right from day one, those 6 years I struggled, I would have had a stellar record. I wasted 6 years of my life, and I'll never forgive myself for that. So, the same way, what I'm trying to tell you is if you get yourself a mentor, you'll shave off years of your life, and you'll thank me if you take that advice. Get yourself a mentor and you'll change your life. Every great person, Michael Jordan, Sachin Tendulkar, Pete Sampras, Rafael Nadal or whatever his name is, the tennis player, even movie stars, everyone has a mentor, a coach. Even business people who are successful, they have a coach. So if you want to succeed, better get yourself a coach. Okay, point number 16. Point number 17. This is one of the toughest question. Employee of a company will find it hard to answer. If they want to act overly smart, they'll give you a bullshit answer. But here's the question: what is your rate per hour? They will say, when they don't know what to say, $50 an hour, $100 an hour. How did you come to that conclusion? Simple. How did you come? Oh, I checked on. No, that's bullshit. When I started, even I didn't know what was my rate per hour. I really had no idea. What should I charge? Should I charge, $1, $5, $10? Like, so I started off with free. Then I began seriously with $1, almost like a $1, 1.5 actually. Then slowly made it 10. When the demand picked up, 20, then 50. Slowly I built up. Then, slowly 60, then, 600. Finally, it kept growing. And today it's reached $237 an hour. That is just for speaking to me. That's my cost for speaking to me per hour. But then for me to charge like $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, up to $100,000, what can you offer? That's the big question. Okay, so what is it that you offer that someone has to pay you for an hour? That is how you get your rate per hour. And then why should someone pay you 1,000, say $500, 1,000, 10,000, 5,000? What can you offer them? Okay, I'm ready to pay you $100,000. What can you give me? Obviously, there are limits. Like if someone comes and says, okay, I'll offer you $1,000,000, what can you give me? You can't be like, I'll give you everything, I'll give you my life, I'll be the best mentor. You can't say all that. So use a little bit of common sense and be practical about this. What is your rate per hour? And the best question for self-awareness is, let's say, for example, you're an engineer or you're an accountant. And you want to figure out what is your rate per hour. And all of a sudden you say, okay, I'll charge $100. Fine. Show me a track record where you have at least minimum 10 customers who paid you that rate and for what. Okay. That is your proof of work. Do not show me. I'm saying that's for yourself. And if you can get 10 customers to pay you $100, that's your rate. That means, okay, that is your rate per hour. But then, can you be sustainable on this? Are there enough people who are ready to pay you that amount of money for that $100 per month? Can you sustain and survive? But if you can't, then you're either charging too high, or people don't see too much value, or nobody knows about you. So you have to charge a rate where people would love to come. Like, for example, if I were to charge, for example, free for my expertise on resume rebranding, I can challenge you on this. I'll get every single day, at least minimum 10 guaranteed customers for free. Even if I charge $5, still I'll get guaranteed customers, but it's not worth it. Okay. So I've bought it to a point where I earn while being comfortable providing the value, and I go over and beyond. Like even an email, if I have to give a detailed email, I charge anywhere from, for a small reply, just $49. A proper reply, maybe 1,000 words and above, maybe $100 for an email, because I know my value through my experience. So, what is your experience? Why should someone pay you? And can you sustain and survive with that per month? If you can sustain and survive with that rate per month, then you have got your base rate. Now the challenge is to go higher. I can make a separate video on this. If you're interested, let me know. That's point number 17. Number 18. Now this is paramount. This is the question almost every freelancer, every businessman, every business house asks. How can I get paid more per hour for my services, for my expertise, for my experience? Pay attention to the question. Not how do I get paid for my service? Paid for my service, you can advertise. Okay, you will get someone. But how do I get paid more per hour? So if I'm earning, see, right now I'm at $237 US. How can I get $300? How can I get $350? How can I get $500? So that is always a question that is bugging and bothering me. And it is something I really have to figure out an answer to. So, but keep in mind here, it's not just about bumping up your rates and saying, see, I raised my rates. If, let's say I'm charging $237 US, and suddenly one fine day I decide, okay, I'm going to start. There's a mosquito here. Hey, killed it. Okay. Good at killing mosquitoes. So let's say I'm charging $237 US. And just as an ego trip, I start charging people $2,370, 10 times more. But now the question is, what value am I providing? That's number one. Number two is, why should someone pay me this? Like, there should be a reason, right? See, Gary Vaynerchuk, he charges $50,000 for 30 minutes conversation. That also, the conversation should be where you're pitching your idea to him. There are internet videos where you Google search and people say, yeah, I paid Gary Vaynerchuk $15,000. Wow, it was an unbelievable experience. They're just sharing this just for ego trip. How did it benefit you? There are people who pay Alex Hormozy from $5,000 to even $5,000 to attend his seminar, $50,000, 50, to have a one-to-one session with him. And then sometimes they even pay $100,000. There are people who have even paid up to, say, $1 million and above to talk to a person or spend time with a person. Okay, I'm not talking about girls and OnlyFans and all that, or superstars who charge millions just to be in their presence, I guess. Tony Robbins, infamously, I don't know how far it is still valid now. If he has to work with you closely, 1 million to up to, there was rumored this thing, I don't have any proof of this, $10 million US for him to work with you. He is to charge this with peak level athletes, not $10 million cash immediately, over a period of time. And he later on moved to, he would take a part of your profits, which is what Alex Hormozy does in acquisition.com, where he takes a stake in your company and then he sells the company for 2, 3, 5 times the price he paid. So if he buys it for 1 million, he might sell it for 5 million, 10 million, 15 million. That's how he gets his profit. Okay. So the question you need to ask yourself is, how do I get paid more per hour for my service? And if you're an employee, maybe you can translate this to, how can I get paid more salary per month? And why should someone pay you? Number 19, paramount. This goes without a question. You want to achieve greatness, get the fuck out of your comfort zone. You're in your comfort zone, you're not going to change. For example, you're sitting in a movie hall theater, you took a seat, it's comfortable, nice, you have your Pepsi, you have your popcorn, you have your nachos with cheese and jalapeno. You'll sit, relax, you'll not change. Even if you're like, the seat is not that, like, you're watching the movie, you're sitting in one corner, you'll not be bothered. But on the other hand, if you sit down with your popcorn, with your Coke and with your popcorn and nachos, and then the seat is wobbly and then something is poking you, it's like a nail, and it's like troubling your viewing experience. You're like, come on, man, I paid money for this. And then you'll actually maybe call the cinema attendant and request for a better seat, and you'll actually get your ass up and move somewhere, and you'll choose a seat if it's empty in a perfect spot. So that is a person getting out of his comfort zone. But the only reason he got out of his comfort zone is because it was causing him a lot of pain. So for me also, I was always in my comfort zone. Dubai, getting money here and there, doing shows, events. I never wanted to change it. There were girls, there was fun, there was money, there was cars. Until the 2011 disaster took place, and then I woke up and I was like, man, I can't go through this hell ever again. So please get out of your comfort zone before it's too late. In my case, I was lucky that it happened before the age of 40, because the later it happens, the more impossible it will become for you to, change your life. And especially if it happens at the age of 50 plus, during 10 more years for your retirement, it's game over, especially 60. Number 20, this I never realized until it happened. Focus on your health. Health doesn't mean muscles. Health doesn't mean six-pack abs. Health doesn't mean showing off your sexy body online. No. Health is, for example, being able to walk 10 kilometers and still be okay. Health is being able to take your own body weight, climb trees or do things or walk around and not huff and puff when you're walking a few stairs. Imagine with all the big muscles and everything I had, I couldn't run slow for a half marathon. I couldn't do even more than 1 to 2 kilometers because my body was so heavy. Yes, steroids, yeah, I was using. So health is not with muscles, and six-pack abs doesn't mean you're healthy. Many people with six-pack abs have died. It is your internal organs. Are they working proper? Are you diabetic free? Do you have blood pressure? Is it not non-existent? Cholesterol? You need to go through a complete checkup. And this you realize only when you start growing old, especially after 40. And that's why I went into bariatric surgery. That is why I had to lose from 125 kilos. I came down to my normal weight now, which is at 75, around that much. I need to bring it down to 69, but I will do it slowly, eventually. I've done the lowest, which was 57. You saw no food for 15 days. I completely starved my body. Fasting, it's called fasting. And I practice intermittent fasting. So focus on your health, your lifestyle, eating habits, sleeping habits. Sleeping is very important. Many people don't value this. It causes a hell lot of problems if you don't sleep. And sleeping is one of the biggest challenges as you get older. And then eating, sleeping, and yes, overall lifestyle. If you sit in a chair like me with a monitor, you have to get up and do something. That's why I joined the gym again, where I just do some movement, some kind of movement, something every day. And if that is not there, at least walk at least for an hour every day. Mandatory. Otherwise, you're literally dying inside. Okay, health is very, very important. And remember, if you're sick, your spouse, your family will be sick, and your children will be sick. Next point, that was 20. 21. Um, this might, this will not make sense to you, but uh, I'm going to give two contradictory advice. So let me put it as 1 and 2. Others will confuse you. 1, read. You must read. You make it a habit of reading, not podcast, not YouTube videos. Read. When you sit down and read, it forces discipline, it forces stillness, it focuses complete attention. I'll admit to you, once upon a time, I used to literally want to read, let's say, one book a day, which was not possible. So it would go 3 days to 1 week. And those days I could afford because I was earning enough. My girlfriend was supporting me, and I could spend time 4, 5, 6 hours sitting in one place reading. I don't have the luxury today because I'm the head of the family. But I don't think anyone can give an excuse for not wanting to read 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If not 15 minutes, at least 2 to 3 minutes, at least one chapter. Okay. Reading helps. Remember, not podcast, not book reviews, nothing. Read. Okay. It'll always help you grow, because the person that I'm today is because when I was young, at the age of 14 or whatever, I started reading the Think and Grow Rich. So if you're not into self-improvement and you're young, at least take some book you enjoy. Any book. For my daughter, she likes reading some story books. You can start with story books because at least that is reading. Read something. Don't read, like porn and all that stuff. Read something that will help you grow as an individual. Or if not that, fantasy novels, yes, but not erotic. Make it a habit to read. It'll really help you. Trust me. But having said that, that is point number 21. Point number 22 is a complete opposite of this. If you want to grow and improve in life, reading is not going to help you. To give you an example, from the age of 16, I've been reading books. You can see all these books now. There are many, many shelves outside also. I used to buy more books than I can read. And I continued reading from the age of 16, 26, till 36. But then I realized at some point, I'm not becoming richer. I'm not becoming more successful. I'm not earning much more. Means I was earning, yes, gradually slow, but I was not successful at all. What was the point of reading all this? And there were a lot of people who never read a single book, but they are earning 10,000 times more than me. Many successful businessmen never even read a book. Then I was like, why am I reading a book? Is it any use? Then I realized reading a book is good, but knowledge is not power. That is where I coined that phrase. I didn't invent the phrase. Knowledge is not power. Application of knowledge is power. So if you can apply what you learn, not just having an idea, but apply it, and then you learn much more. So learning how to swim, you don't learn by reading a book on swimming. You learn by actually jumping into a pool and swimming. You don't learn boxing by watching YouTube videos. You learn by actually boxing, being punched and punching others. You don't become an athlete with good body unless you actually do the exercise, practice the meals, live the lifestyle. So you get what I'm saying. So at some point, read enough, action more. My boss used to tell me this beautifully. He used to say, 1 gram, 1 gram of action is better than, almost like 1 kilo of theory or 1 ton of theory. Makes sense. Okay. Next one, number 23. I'm sure many of you have this, but your routine will define your day or your life or the direction will go. Please don't fall for the bullshit that they share on the internet. There's this one guy, big muscled guy, he tapes his mouth, tapes his nose with the black thing, put some sparkling water, and that's all gimmick. That is not a routine. Routine is, everyone has a different routine. If you are the person who has to get up at, say, 5 in the morning, then obviously you have to follow a particular routine. My wife, she gets up to send my child to school. So she has to, whether she likes it or not, has to get up 5, has to prepare the food, has to dress up the baby, has to give her a bath, then come back, go get the groceries, clean the house. So that's part of a routine. But apart from this mandatory routine, she has to insert something where she can learn and grow. Okay. I've not made it mandatory for her right now, but if you have to grow as an individual, when do you read? When do you exercise? When do you, have some fun? When do you do something productive? You have to sharpen your saw. Like, if you're cutting a tree, one guy is hammering a tree, Stephen Covey said, no? While another guy was just sharpening in the saw, make it sharper, so lesser effort. So develop your skills, others you will be made redundant. And that comes only in your routine. So not just your skills, not just reading, studying, learning, health. Okay. A good shower, not having sugary drinks early in the morning, not eating carbs early in the morning. Do you want to meditate? Do you want to read? Which time of the day? Or let's say you focus on your A-level tasks, most important tasks, no disturbance. Don't check your social media. That's not good routine. Don't check your emails. Don't check what is the news. News is always controversial, bad, and bullshit. Okay. So develop a routine that will help you grow and improve in some form and something that you enjoy, and most important, can be consistent. Okay. Your routine will define you. Number 24, you want to succeed, be obsessed with your personal brand. If you're not obsessed about it, remember, I didn't say work on your personal brand. I'm telling you, be obsessed. If you're not going to be obsessed, nobody will. Nobody is going to praise you. You'll have to figure out ways to praise yourself. Nobody is going to, uh, you know, talk about your achievements. You'll have to market and sell it yourself. Nobody is going to work on your health, your fitness, your six-pack abs, your, course that you have to study, your PhD program. It's all you. All this will form your personal brand. Because remember, one day, company you're working for will throw you out. You'll be useless. Then all the work that you put in your personal brand will help you. Whether it's your health, whether it's your mind, whether it's your skills. Remember, be obsessed. And by obsessed means you're thinking about it, eating, sleeping, shitting, farting, sex, everything. You're just thinking of your personal brand. Number 25 is this is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Find something that you enjoy doing, which you will not call as work. These videos that I make online, trust me, I don't call them work. I consider it a gift. I love doing it. I love talking. I love sharing knowledge. I love training people. And even if YouTube wouldn't pay me zero, I get what? For 8 to 12 hours of work online that I put up these videos, I get only $200, $300 a month. I don't care because that's not why I do these videos. I do it because I love it. And I figured out a way to commercialize it. How do I commercialize? By offering value. 99% of the people who consume my content, they'll not pay me a single cent. The 1%, they will pay me enough to compensate all the 99. But I'm lucky I'm doing something I enjoy. So find out something you enjoy. Is it sports? Is it painting? Is it cooking? Is it coaching? Whatever it is. Is it creating businesses? Is it, buying and selling? So whatever it is, okay, whatever it is, it should be something you enjoy. Because believe me, it'll make life so much more beautiful. You have just one life. Figure out what you enjoy doing. And, when I tell people I work 24/7, 365 days a year, I'm just thinking about work. I say, what a miserable life. I tell them, I don't consider this work. I enjoy it. So what you consider work, I enjoy it. And best part, I'm being paid for it. So find out that's something. Because otherwise you'll end up doing work that you never love, don't have any interest, no passion. And then you'll be miserable because you have only one life. What's the point of having that? Number 26, you must practice discipline in some form, shape, or art. It can be either fitness, it can either be studies, it can be emotional, it can be whatever. If you don't have discipline in your life, you just cannot study. And I can give one area of my life where I'm practicing discipline, which I never had: food. I've been a food addict. I love stuffing my face. Every single minute, it used to give me that dopamine rush. And then other things like gaming or being online. So I've learned to discipline myself where food, control, social media also, gaming also. And eventually, first it is hard, but eventually you'll get there. That's why I practice intermittent fasting. I'd love to eat. Yeah, trust me, I'd love to eat. But then after I wake up, I say no until evening. Okay, so practice discipline where you are the weakest. That's what will help you. Number 27, don't need to speak much on this, but savings is important. Without savings, on a rainy day, you'll not survive. If you're living hand to mouth and whatever you're earning, you're spending, or you're not living below your means, you're in deep trouble. I'm not an expert in investing in stocks, bonds, commodities, shares. I don't know anything of this, although it's good if you did. But one thing I do know is the power of savings. Because on a rainy day, savings really, really matter. And no one knows this better than me, being penniless on the street. Number 28, two more points. I don't know if I'll have a bonus. Time is money. Time is more valuable than money. And if you have to choose between time and money, choose time. Saving time. Many people, especially our Indians, just to save few dollars, they don't mind driving 45 minutes going to a store just to save few dollars. the amount of time that you wasted driving from one place to another, if you instead maybe paid someone on a delivery, paid a little extra, that time you could have used to read, study, network with the client. If I have a client, easily I'll make minimum $237 1 hour. It can go up to $1,000 just a single communication. So would I rather do that, or would I rather travel and go somewhere for shopping, save few cents? You get what I'm saying? So a good example for you to relate to is, where do you stay? How close or far from your workplace? If mostly your workplace is in a key area, I'm sure in a key area your rents are much more higher. So you have a choice. Do you pay, say, 70% of your salary and stay close to the office, where you just sort of wake up and you can literally go within 5 minutes to office and come back home? 5 minutes. So total 10 minutes. I'm just giving an example, the distance. Or do you save, say, 20% more? So before you're spending 70% of your salary, now let's say you'll only spend 40%. So you save more. But you have to stay far off, where you have to travel 2 hours to go to office, 2 hours to come back. Which one would you choose? I would say the majority would choose the latter, because they feel, oh, I'm saving the money, but you're wasting all that time. People justify by saying, yeah, I will listen to educational tapes and CDs in the car. And that's fine. But there's nothing like having a face to face coaching, or an actual education, or actually going to the gym and keeping fit. So you get what I'm saying? So, and one final thing, I'm with regards to this point is, I'm 49 years old. I cannot get back my 49 years, no matter how many millions I make, or whatever thousands I make. If I make money and I lose it, I can still make it. But if you lose time, you can never get it back. And you'll only appreciate this once you start getting older. Then you'll understand what I mean. I can never get back my childhood, never get back my school days, college days, youth that I wasted doing so many mistakes. So that is why I focus on saving time. If I have to pay someone more money to get a job done, or to get a mentoring, it will save me the time, I'll take that. I'll spend that money. Trust me. Like spending money to get a faster computer to do your job. If every video I can save 5 to 10 minutes, I create, let's say, for example, 4 videos a day. If before it was taking me, let's say, half an hour per video for it to render, and now it takes me only 5 minutes, I've saved around 25 minutes per video. That's nearly one to like almost 1.5 hour per day, multiply into 365. So, I'm saying roughly that'll be around 300 hours. 300 you divide by 24. Let's say, for example, 5 days or 10 days I've saved. May not sound much. The 10 days, maybe I can go for a holiday, 10 days, just by saving that, the computer, just by saving a few minutes. Save your time. Last, if not the least, is create the ecosystem to sustain, survive, and thrive. I got a woman who loves me. I got a baby who is a wonderful part of our family. I live in a nice, healthy place, away from society, away from the toxic individuals, away from the busy rat race, fast and furious. This is my small little world. Okay. Obviously, you can't have that. So maybe you're living in a busy city life or whatever. Maybe you're living in the United States, babes and cars and all that. Fine. But create a small little environment where you'll be happy. It can be a room, it can be a house, it can be any place where you don't allow anyone to just enter, walk in. Nobody comes to this house. If anyone wants to visit, like my daughter wanted to bring a friend and a family, and my wife knows, no, sorry. My daughter, and I don't encourage my daughter to go to their house, because if I send my daughter to their house, then they will expect the same. So they go on the beach, neutral. Okay. Because the minute I start bringing external people, they will start making noise. They will start staying here, being here. We can't tell them get out or leave, and then I'll get disturbed. So this is my temple. Just as your body is your temple, your surroundings, like this room is my temple, this house is my temple. You have to do the same. And that should be like your man cave, like Batman has a bat cave, where you do all your research, all your meditation, all your recuperation, everything, and no one from outside can help you. I'll give one bonus point since you have reached right to the end, and that'll be point number 30. And that is my favorite philosophy of life. You just have one fucking life, just one. Heaven and hell is all here. I don't know about a heaven, I don't know about a hell elsewhere. I've not seen it, neither have you. So it's this life is all that you have. You don't know when you're going to die. Make it count. Make it enjoyable, make it worth it. I'm not saying spend everything and don't think about tomorrow. No. Neither am I saying save and have such a tight ass where you live miserable, like my parents did, thinking that they'll enjoy retirement life with their property. They never enjoyed. Here and now, the today, be happy. So today, before the day ends, did you do something that makes you happy? Anything. Did you enjoy? Maybe it's a restaurant that you like to eat something. Maybe it's a friend who you spend some time with. Maybe it's a nice little few minutes of a movie. Maybe it's a good meal. Enjoy that time today because you don't know about tomorrow. See, I can keep all the money saved for my wife and my kid, and I can be miserable. And one day when I die, can I take the money with me? Can I enjoy? No, they'll enjoy. Or I can save all the money and keep it for me. But after I die, what? They'll enjoy. What's the point? So I'm not spending everything for me. I'm not saying that's the solution. But I remind myself, if I give everything for them and tomorrow they leave and go, or they die, or my daughter says, bugger off, you're tattooed, you're a freak, I hate you, I love my new husband. Paid all the money for her, gone. No? So focus on yourself. Take care of yourself because nobody else will. You have only one life, make it count. Hope this video added value. This is part 2. Hope you enjoyed both of them. Let me know what are your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Love to hear from you. This is me signing off. You guys take care. Yeah.